Question number 8, the Honourable Marama Davidson.
Tēnā koe, e te māngai ki te pirimia. E tautoko ana ia I ngā kōrero me ngā mahi katoa a tōna kāwanatanga.
The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
On behalf of the Prime Minister, aye.
Does he accept that changing the purpose of the Conservation Act to include economic development is a fundamental shift away from the reason the Department of Conservation exists, which is to protect and restore nature?
Excellent.
No, we don't accept that at all. That's short-term thinking. The reality is that it's an enormous part of the country, and where it can be used in the interests of expanding the wealth and security of ordinary New Zealanders, then we will do so. But this bill protects our conservation land, think Kepler, Taranaki, Fjordland, Enable Tasman and more. We are talking about gravel pits being sold, not great walks. So when did the Greens start caring about industry?
Is it his view that 60% of conservation land is of low or no value?
Again, that's the kind of calculation you do when you don't know mathematics. We're talking about pieces of land within the 60%. Pieces of land within the 60%, not selling the 6%. That's the kind of misinformation the public doesn't want to hear. It's just been deceitful in the extreme. And the bill's currently being considered by the Select Committee, and we'll change it if we have to. The bill stops the department from selling any land. The bill stops the department from selling any land that is, quotes, important for threatened species or ecosystems, so the Labour Party and Greens Party are safe.
Point of order.
Point of order, Chloe Swarbrick and nobody else.
Mr. Speaker, seeking your guidance, given that I have been punished in this House a number of times for inferring and stating that government members are lying, I would like to understand what your punishment will be for one of our co-deputy Prime Ministers stating that the Green Party is being deceitful.
Good. Why is there a conversation going on while we're dealing with a point of order? I appreciate the point the member's made, and I will consider Hansard and come back to the House.
Why then is he proposing that 60% of the conservation estate should be opened up for disposal or commercial activity if he does not consider that this land is of low or no value?
Again, that is a total misrepresentation of what the 60% means. It means within the 60%, there are gravel pits and other things which may be better signed somewhere else. That's a totally different picture. It's not misrepresenting the House, it's not lying, but here's the point. The Greens won't be happy until 100% of the land is state-owned. And we all know what that is called. We don't take advice from dancing tussocks over there.
Does he...
Thanks for the ad,
One voice while the question's asked.
Does he recognise the significant public opposition to this bill, including the 24,000 people who submitted on this bill just on the weekend alone? And if so, will he reassure New Zealanders by ruling out the sale of conservation land and putting this bill in the bin?
Oh, AI.
The reality is take the Belvedere Hall. Now, if an historic places trust group of people say, we wish to look after that hall ourselves, it's 142 years old, then why would that sale be adverse to New Zealanders' interest? And that's happening all over the country. The reality is, of course, and here's the point. Okay, here comes the Maori people over there. Let me ask you this. What happens when iwi show up? What happens when iwi show up with the first right of refusal to buy land? Will the Greens stop them from buying the land?
Yep.
Now,
there it is.
Look, the fact is, the Greens like to touch grass, but only when it's rolled.
Supplementary.
I think that's a good example of what we don't need in the House. The member might like to withdraw that comment.
Supplementary.
Pardon, sir? You want me to withdraw that?
Yeah, I'm pretty soft.
I can't, half of it's been smoked. I withdraw.
Supplementary question, the Honourable Tamapoto.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Does economic development already take place on the conservation estate, like ski fields and guided walks and grazing And can we further activate economic development like car parks and charging for the use of car parks and charging international visitors to access some tracks to then reinvest in biodiversity in New Zealand?
The answer is most certainly yes, 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 and also tens of thousands of New Zealanders depend on their employment for it. But no, they want to stop everything. Like, stop the world, I want to get off.
The Honourable Maribel Davidson.
Thank you. Does he stand by the statement of his Minister for Conservation that, quote, National is the party of conservation? If so, how does he reconcile that statement with his government's actions to allow commercial fishing in a marine protected area, enable the killing of kiwi, cut $165 million from the Department of Conservation and provide protection to invasive species?
Cost of living, cost of living.
The reality is that when Mr Portaka said that, he meant the coalition government. He didn't just mean the National Party, he meant all three political parties are very conscious of their responsibility. And as for the other matters that are raised here, when it comes to fishing, ordinary New Zealanders are entitled to be able to buy their own fish in their own shops at an affordable price. Under their regime, of their bad power there would be no supply of fishing at all to ordinary New Zealanders.
The Honourable Tama Potaka.
Can the Minister confirm that between 20 and 23, the majority Labour government failed to pass the Hauraki Park Marine Protection Act?
No, the Minister...
I can confirm that the Labour Party was long on the lip and slow on the hip.
Mr Peters, sit down. There's no responsibility for the Minister to answer that question, so it won't be part of the Hansard record.